I was tagged in a TikTok video a couple of weeks ago that went viral. It had over 4 million views.
So I thought I was doing a lot. I had 60 rental properties and about $10 million in real estate owned. But wait 1 minute.
220 houses, 25 million.
Boom!
About 1,500 units, 45 million.
Boom!
4,288 units, $335 million.
Boom!
And if you're not familiar with the audience on TikTok, it's a much younger audience. And I got all these messages from all these kids, 15 to 20 years old, saying, I want to get involved in real estate. How do I get started in real estate? Where do I begin? How do I get going? You know, what's the first step that you take? And so this video is gonna be dedicated to those young hustlers who are just teenagers looking to get going in real estate investing, and the steps and the things that I wish I would have known at the age of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, where these guys are getting started right now. All right, so let's dive in. I wish there were many things that people told me when I first got started, and I think it would have fast-tracked it. Now, I don't have any regrets of the learning curves I went through and the things that I did or didn't do, because it got me to where I am today. But if I were sitting down with my kid and he's 15 years old, or somebody who looks up to me and wants insights on how they go out and build a business like I have built at a younger age, here's a few of the keys that I would dive into first. First and foremost, you need to work harder on yourself, on your mindset, than you do on your business. Right? We are programmed from a very early age to go to school, get good grades, get a good job, right? Work for somebody else for 40 years and then retire and live out the rest of your days. What I don't think people understand is that the traditional programming of the traditional school system is meant to create worker bees. It's meant for people to talk when you're spoken to, right? Ask when you go to the bathroom. When the bell rings, make sure you're in your seat. When the bell rings again, you go to the next workstation. When the bell rings at the end of the day, you can go home, right? We go through this entire process 5 days a week, 7-8 hours a day, for 13 years of our life, being trained on how to be compliant and go to work for somebody else. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for the rest of our lives. And so if you understand that, you can then be aware of it and then reprogram yourself, all right? It takes work to reprogram yourself. I didn't understand this until I was in my 20s, and I had to read a lot of books, and I had to do a lot of personal development and reprogram my mindset to think like an entrepreneur. So, we're not made to be compliant, right? We're not made to be, we're made to think outside the box and not have to color inside the lines and think bigger and dream bigger and accomplish big things and not be worker bees. So I want that for you, all right? So in order to do that, you gotta understand, you gotta reprogram yourself. Make sure you're putting good content in your head. There's good content, there's bad content out there, right? How do you bake a cake? You bake a cake by putting the right ingredients in there. Right? If you put cement into your cake mix, you're not gonna get a cake. You're gonna get something that's not as tasty as a cake, right? So let's make sure we put the sugar and the flour and the right ingredients in there, and you keep the bad ingredients out. That same thing, that same philosophy can be attributed to information, right? What are you putting in your brain? Who you're hanging around with? Make sure you have good insights, positive influence going into your head, and eliminate all the bad stuff. I see a lot of people who they just try to add all the good stuff in. They start reading the books and watching the podcasts and doing all those things. But they also, and they'll have success, but they're not eliminating the other stuff. You'll have more success if you also eliminate the bad stuff. Stop watching reality TV, right? Stop hanging out with negative friends, right? Eliminate the people who are dream killers in your life and hang out with the people who believe in you, who support you, who will lift you up and give you confidence to go and pursue those dreams, right? So like that's number one, is you gotta stand guard at your brain, at your mind, and make sure that you have positive information going in and reprogram yourself in order to be ready for the business world. So now that you're surrounding yourself with people who are where you want to be, and you're being influenced by people who have what you want, the next thing is understanding what you want, right? Like, what is the destination? And I think a lot of people, I just want to be successful. What does that mean? I want to make a lot of money. How much? When I think about going anywhere, I think about a roadmap. I look at a map. Hey, if I want to go somewhere, I got to figure out what the destination is. Here's what my starting point is, and I can reverse engineer the roadmap in order to get there. Success is the same way. If you want to be somewhere, you have to have a very clearly defined goal in mind. What does that look like? What does the destination look like? Once you understand what the destination is, and you are truthful and candid about what the starting point is and where you are right now today, now you can take the destination and the starting point and you can reverse engineer the math in order to get there. So, what does this look like? What are the goals? What are the financial goals? What are the metrics involved in hitting this goal? Where are you right now? And over the next 36 or 60 months, what do you need to do on an annual basis, monthly basis, daily basis, from an activity standpoint in order to help you reach those goals? The third thing that I would do is find a mentor. Better yet, find a mastermind. What is a mastermind? A mastermind is a group of entrepreneurial, growth-minded individuals sitting in a room together, bouncing ideas off of each other, talking about how to level up and how to break through any barriers and any struggles that they're facing at that time. A mentor is awesome, right? Like I had individual mentors starting out. Some of them were good, some of them are bad. I actually learned just as much from the bad mentors as I did from the good mentors of how I didn't want to be, how I didn't want to be seen in business, how I didn't want to operate, as much as I learned from the good mentors about how I did want to operate and what I did want to accomplish in business. Some mentors I outgrew. Other mentors are still on the ride with me. But a mentor is usually an individual, and a mentor, it's hard to find a mentor who has everything and encompasses everything that you're looking for. That's why I really love masterminds. When I got invited out to my first mastermind in February of 2015, there were 15 people in the room. And there were some people that I associated with really well from a business standpoint. There were other people I associated with from a relational standpoint, like, hey, that person's got a great relationship with their spouse, or they're a great parent, a great dad. You know, let me lean on them. They might not have the biggest business, but they can really help me out and give me some pointers on how to become a better spouse and how to become a better dad to my kids. There were other people in there who really had their health dialed in, right? And they might not have the biggest business or the best relationships or whatever, but the health was something that they really excelled at. And so there were different people based on the different seasons in your life that I could then lean on or gravitate toward in order to get insights on how do I balance the business with my health? How do I balance family with my business? And how do I do all these things together? And it wasn't just one person I was going to for all the answers, because chances are that one person doesn't have all the answers. Like Donald Trump, I would go to Donald Trump for business advice, but I wouldn't take marriage advice from Donald Trump, right? Like, he's been divorced 3 times and doesn't necessarily, I mean, maybe he's a relationship expert now, he's failed so much, right? But I wouldn't do that. I would take financial advice all day from him. So same thing with mentors, same thing with masterminds. There's gonna be certain people that you gravitate towards for certain things that they really have dialed in, and there's gonna be other people who don't necessarily have that dialed in, but they got something else dialed in. So make sure that you join a mastermind. Now, I can't afford a mastermind. Create one, right? Like, don't tell me that you can't do something. Figure out a way to do it. Tony Robbins says, resourcefulness is the ultimate resource. If you are resourceful, you can find the time, you can find the money, you can find the knowledge, you can find the resources. Go out and figure out a way to make it happen, and then you don't have to wait. There's no reason to have excuses, right? Then you don't have anyone to blame. It all ends up on you. So I would go join a mastermind. I'd pony up the money. It was very difficult for me to spend tens of thousands of dollars to join a mastermind when I first got started. But joining a mastermind, I would say, was the number one thing that took me from steady growth to astronomical growth, to a meteoric rise that I've had in business over the past 6 years. I attribute, I don't know, a large percentage, I'd say 70, 80%, 90% of that to being in masterminds. Masterminds have totally changed the game for me. So if you can figure out a way, if you're limited on funds, don't use those funds to go and buy a property, because then you're going to be even more limited on funds. Go and pay to be in a mastermind. Go and pay to be in a group of people that can teach you how to go and raise more money, how to go and make more money, how to go and save more money, how to go buy more assets, right? By learning the insights, you will have exponential growth forward. All right, so the fourth thing that I would suggest you work on is more of a technical side of things. And that is understand what is a revenue generating activity and spend all of your time on those revenue generating activities. A mentor of mine early on said, revenue solves all problems. And he's absolutely right. If you focus on the things that generate revenue in your business, you will have enough money to bring on a team. You'll have enough money to implement new systems, new processes, new procedures, anything else, any problems that come, money solves all those problems in business. So revenue will solve all problems. What are revenue generating activities? A lot of times people think it's a website and business cards and a CRM system and all these other different things. No, none of those are revenue generating activities. The revenue generating activities typically boil down to prospecting. Prospecting for deals, prospecting for money, prospecting, which is generating contacts and connections with people who will pay you or might pay you for your product or for your service. So reaching out and making offers on deals is a revenue generating activity. Closing a deal, closing 5 deals a month, is not a revenue generating activity, because you can't control, that's a goal. You can't control the goal. What you can control is the activity that leads to the goal. So here's what I mean. There's a lot of different variables, a lot of different things that can go wrong in a deal closing. But if you make enough offers, and let's say you make 100 offers a month, and several of them get rejected, several of them get counter-offered, several of them get accepted, then you take the next step. The next step is due diligence, and some of them fall out during due diligence, okay, during the walkthroughs and the inspections. Then you keep on proceeding with the other ones, and you get through the title process. Other ones fall out during the title process. Then you find out that financing falls through, or your private money backs out at the last minute, and other deals might not close. But out of those 100 offers that you made, you closed 3 deals that month. Now you have a ratio. So now you can't control the title issues. You can't control, the financing backing out because of the market cycle or something. You can't control making an offer and then due diligence and then saying, hey, not worth it anymore, let me walk away. You can't control making a seller want or accept the offer. The only thing you can control is making the offer. So now next month, when you want to close 6 deals, what do you have to do? You know the ratio. For every 100 offers you make, you close 3 deals. So now next month, if I want to close 6 deals, I make 200 offers. The next month, if I want to close 9 deals, I make 300 offers. And the ratio appears. Making offers is the revenue generating activity for finding deals. Equally important in real estate is raising capital. And typically these two things, one, like right now, deals are more important than money. Money is everywhere. You can get money anywhere you want. Deals are very hard to come by. 5 years ago, deals were everywhere. Money was harder to come by, right? And so if you could raise money, you can go buy whatever you wanted. And I'm expecting that to happen, cyclically, just like the same thing that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The market cycles, and I expect money to be hard to come by again and deals to be easy to come by again. In real estate, if you can do both of those activities all the time, you can have a lot of success. So making offers is the activity for generating deal flow, and then contacting private money lenders and educating them on the process of how you raise money and how you pay investors, and go through that education process with them, you'll be able to teach them about how you can pay them and how they can earn a better return on their investment. So now you're prospecting for deals, you're prospecting for money, and between the two of them, you can take deals down. After that, then it's really refining your operations. That's kind of like the third activity in real estate, which is super, super important. But if you're just getting started, what's really important right now is getting really good, developing a skill set of finding deals and a skill set of raising private money. If you can do those two things, you can take down a lot of deals. The last thing that I would leave you with is don't play small, right? Think big, dream big. Like, there are no limitations on what you can accomplish. You're the only one who can limit your greatness. It's 100% up to you. I've seen so many entrepreneurs come and go, right? And in their businesses, and I've analyzed their businesses and talked with them, and they've attended my masterminds, or I've attended other masterminds with them, or I've sat down and had coffee with them. And the differentiating factor between the people who are wildly successful and the people who are just kind of have a steady business is not their level of talent. It's not their IQ. It's not who their parents were, or being born with a silver spoon. It's not the market that they live in. It's not their age. The most differentiating factor of the huge success and the steady success is the size of their thinking. The size of your thinking will directly reflect the size of your success. So if you think big, you will have more success, right? Like that's the only, I wanted to go and pick up 1,000 units, and then 10,000 units, and tens of thousands of units. And I will, because I think big and I think it's possible, and I truly believe it's possible. And if other people have done it, I know that I can do it too. And I know that if I keep on surrounding myself with the right people, I know if I still focus on revenue generating activities, I know if I work harder on myself than I do on my business, and I know that if I keep on thinking big, I will be able to reach and achieve any goal that I want. It's just a matter of time, of when will it happen. So you can do the exact same thing if you follow these steps. If you're just getting started, don't take what I'm sharing with you lightly. Don't take it for granted. Step number one, work harder on yourself than you do on your job or on your business. Step number two, understand exactly what your destination is and what you want to achieve in order to reverse engineer the roadmap in order to get there. Step number three, surround yourself with quality people who are going in the same direction. Friends of a common future, not just friends of a common past. If you got to pay for that, go ahead and pay for it. Get in those rooms with other people who are investing in themselves enough because they know that they're worth it, that they're going to do big things. Number four, focus on the revenue generating activities. Make sure you're spending your time doing the things that are going to generate revenue, because revenue solves all problems. And lastly, think big. You're put on this planet to do some amazing things. You're here to be great. And I truly believe that if you have the ability to be great, you have the responsibility to be great. So go do all those things, crush your goals, and I want you to tell me all about it. I cannot wait to hear about all your successes. Appreciate you. Be your best. Hey, if this was helpful for you, please share it, right? If you're getting value out of it, I know a lot of other people will get value out of it too. Please like, comment. I'd love to hear your feedback on some of these things. Subscribe, hit the little notification bell to make sure that whenever I pop up a new video, make sure that you're notified about it. You know, you can see those and watch those as well in real time, and you're not late to the game and waiting on that information. And then again, share it. If you're getting a lot of value, other people are going to get value out of it too. If we can help other people have success, a rising tide will float all boats, and it creates more opportunity for all of us and the entire community and all of society. So appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you the next time.